Hello everyone, I am Third Mario Brother, and welcome back to more Let's Play Sonic Heroes. In the last part we finished up Team Sonic story here, and in this part we're going to be starting on Team Dark story, so let's get straight to it.
I'm counting on you guys!
Affirmative.
This must be it! I found Eggman's secret treasure!
Must eradicate all Eggman robots.
Hey, hold up! Now I get it. Now I know what this is all about. You're mad at Eggman for sealing you in this room. And you can't remember anything, can you? Then it's settled. Now you two make up so we can start looking for Eggman together. Oh yeah, baby. This makes us a team.
And with that we have Team Dark's background story, I guess, which is actually quite a bit more detailed than Team Sonic's. Interestingly enough, that is Omega. It might be an allusion to Gamma from Sonic DX, but it's not Gamma.
Immediate destruction if distracted.
Hope you can keep up with me.
And of course we have a little bit of character development as well. Omega just wants to focus on kicking Eggman's butt. Shadow is the best and he wants to find out his past, but he's extremely cocky, so... yeah, anyway, yes, we are starting over, and all the same levels must be played through again if you want to play through a different team story. Quite a sad reality, but it is the reality, so we're going to have to live with it. Thing is, there are some key differences between Team Sonic's versions of these levels and Team Dark's versions of these levels. There are key differences between all the teams' versions of these levels, but the first one you may notice right here, there are significantly more enemies in Team Dark stages than there are in Team Sonic stages. Now, this can be good for garnering a lot of points, unless you're an idiot like me and like to do stuff like that. And my controller is wigging out. There we go, much better. But yes, there are quite a few more enemies in Team Dark stages than there are in Team Sonic stages. This is part of the reason why a lot of people like Team Sonic stages a lot more than Team Dark's. Team Dark's can be quite a bit more slow-paced if you stop and fight all the enemies. But there are also sections in Team Dark's levels where they're quite a bit faster paced and there's a lot more going on. Overall, Team Dark is much more difficult than Team Sonic, but they can also be quite a bit more interesting for a more experienced player, although beginners probably shouldn't start with this team story, as it will provide quite the challenge. Anyway, I just said Team Dark like 100,000 times, and I really don't want to say it again, so I'm going to stop. I'll point out some different sections between teams, and probably should have used Rouge there, and I could have gone through that ring, but, you know, whatever. I'll point out some different sections for different teams if they're significantly different, and you might not notice them. But for now, it's really just the same old as Team Sonic story. This is part of the reason why critics kind of bash on this game quite a bit, is repetition of levels. They just kind of use the same environments and levels over and over. But there are quite a few differences, actually, and if you get past the fact that they visually look similar, you may actually probably will be able to recognize that they're completely different levels. Well, for the most part. I mean, there are some repeated sections like this you might recognize, except there are a couple more enemies thrown in. Oh, geez. So, it might not be the laziest thing on the developer's part, but it might not be the best thing either. Take that with a grain of salt. Take the words flooding from my mouth that make absolutely no sense when strung together in a sentence. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, let's go in this canyon. Yeah, we're going fast. Might remember this section as well. There's some stuff that we can get. I'm not sure if there was a 1-up there in Team Sonic's version. Yeah, everything looks very similar between these. And it will have a bunch of question marks to guide you through the basics again, just because you can start with whatever team you want, unlike in other Sonic games such as Sonic Adventure DX, where you can only start by playing as Sonic and you unlock the other characters as you go. In this game, you can start with whatever team you want, and I think that's pretty cool, but it might not be the most beneficial thing for the gameplay, because differently skilled players need differently set up levels to accommodate their skill levels. Yeah, that probably made sense in some language, perhaps Croatian. Somebody go to Google Translator and check that for me right now. Anywho, up here we have breakable blocks. In case you didn't know, you can break these. Breaking breakable blocks, that is blasphemy. Now a tip with the Team Dark levels, there are going to be significantly more enemies, like I said, but the way to get an A rank on them, like I'm going to try to do, don't stop for too many of the enemies. Stop for a few if they're in large groups. Like here, I probably maybe could have gone back and gotten a few more of those enemies to get a bigger string and get 2,000 extra points instead of just 800. But you're going to want to just keep moving through the level. There will be sufficient enemies along the way so you can get a bunch of points. Unfortunately, if you stop and kill all of them like the designers may or may not have intended for you to do, well, you might just waste too much time and sacrifice your A rank and have to do the whole thing over again. Another thing about Team Dark's levels, they are significantly longer than Team Sonic's levels as well, so you're not going to want to die if you're going for an A rank. You're not going to want to game over, well, no matter what, basically. So let's go up here, and let's fly. It takes a little bit for the characters to assemble around your power character if you haven't noticed already, so I just kind of let them do that. Now here's an interesting thing. If you break this block, you can't go on this spring. I don't know why that is. Kind of weird. Kind of something, I don't know. Anyway, here's Team Dark's Team Blast. I've already used it once before. Now with this, you're going to want to use it a lot more liberally than Team Sonic's Team Blast, because look, it stops your timer and it stops time because Shadow uses Chaos Control. Although you can still collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, even though Shadow seems to have one here. I don't know, it doesn't make very much sense. But here we are, we're almost at the end of the level. Let's go ahead and be stylish, kill all these enemies at once, and there we go. But yeah, their Team Blast is very, very useful for stopping time and allowing you to get better scores and times. And there's our first mission clear. So let's see what we got.
Perfect.
Sweet.
As usual.
And Stage 2, Ocean Palace. Sound familiar? Well, it is. If you look down at the missions, like the objectives, flee from the ancient ruins, they're slightly differently set up than the Team Sonic objectives.
This place is really beautiful.
This place is beautiful. And like Omega always says in a lot of the beginnings of these levels, the primary target is Eggman. If you get distracted, I will destroy you. Why so serious, Omega? Anyway, thankfully for me, I don't have to worry about getting the keys on the second stages of an act. I sure hope that's what it's called. I'm still not quite sure on that one, but I don't have to worry about getting these keys anymore, and that is quite a load off my shoulders because I already got all the Chaos Emeralds with Team Sonic, and they carry over between teams. You don't have to get them with every team. That would just be cruel. Jeez. Although some people would say getting them with just one team is cruel in and of itself. Some people, including me. I remember when I played through this. I'll save that story for another time. Anywho, Triangle Dive. Yes, we still have tutorials that we already went through, and so this is going to be a bit redundant. Hopefully we'll get out of this little quagmire of redundancy soon enough. Yes, I just used the word quagmire, and I didn't say giggity in the same sentence. Whoa, what a vocabulary I have. It's crazy. Anyway, I prefer to go up here, because it's a lot more fast-paced, and you can get quite a big combo if you go quickly enough. I just filled my quota with Shadow. If you get 5 enemies, you'll get 2,000 points with the character that you killed them with, and so you can start a new combo with someone else. See, there's the 2,000 points for Shadow. And it resets your timer every time you kill an enemy. There's a timer, if you kill a certain amount of enemies in a certain time, you get a certain number of points. Every time you kill an enemy, that timer resets so that you have an opportunity to kill another one and extend your combo. Sure hope I haven't explained any of this before, because that would just be, like, crazy boring, redundant, awesome. Why'd I say awesome? It's not awesome at all. Anyway, just like in Team Sonic's story, there's something up here too, and it's the same thing, it's actually a 1-up. Item located. Thank you very much, Omega. I wouldn't have been able to tell that myself if you hadn't said that. Jeez. I forgot my reading glasses today, so I wouldn't be able to have seen that. I am sure glad you were here to save my day. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of useless text, just like there are a lot of useless words coming out of my mouth in this game. A lot of it's repetitive too. But yeah, hey, where's the turtle going? If I recall correctly, I just took the speed route on these turtles on Team Sonic, so this time I'll take the flight route. Have no idea what this entails, so it's probably not the best of ideas that I'm doing it here now. And why won't you die? Thank you for dying. Muchos gracias por die. No, 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 no. And it's glitches and mistakes like that that just kind of ruin your gameplay experience a little bit. I mean, like, the flying character, after she's done flying, he or she, whatever, Tails, Rouge, Cream, whoever you want to exemplify, they all work the same. Whenever they're done flying, they're just supposed to float down gently, which I understand, and that's alright, I guess. But in this case, where you kind of rely on the fact that you're not going to be floating down fast, well, or floating down slowly, and you'll be able to have a little bit more mobility, well, that just kind of screws you over a little bit, doesn't it? Well, I accidentally got that key, I guess, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my Team Blast a little more liberally. I did that along the way a little bit, and I think it helped my score a bit. This level, contrary to how it might look, is actually quite difficult to get an A rank on, so careful how you play. Go quickly, destroy as many enemies as you can, and I said earlier that you're going to want to go quickly over destroying enemies. That's not necessarily true. Just when you're destroying enemies, try to do it extremely quickly and extremely efficiently so that you can get in as many points as possible and do as much stuff as possible in a short amount of time as you can. I was about to say as possible again, but that would have just been ridiculously redundant, and redundant is my favorite redundant word today. How amazing. So let's go ahead and destroy some more robots, and come on up here, ring dash, and we're getting closer to the end of the level. Got a little bit more to go, but we are closing in on the end now. Let's go ahead and missilify everyone in the world. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and use a Team Blast. And Team Blast, yes, they can give you a combo, and they do give the character who is in the lead while they're using the combo, like there it gave Omega, I believe, a 2,000 point bonus, or maybe it was Shadow. I don't even know if it's the character in the lead or if it's just Shadow every time. Who could say? Why don't we try up there? That sounds like a fantastic idea, Rouge. Let's go up here. That sounds like a wonderful idea. And, oh my god, there's a giant rock that's coming this way. Oh, really? Kind of odd how it just starts rolling randomly, but thank you for that swell idea, Rouge. Jeez, we're just gonna listen to you from now on. How amazing. Jeez, this is so much fun. Look at this. I'm getting chased by boulders. I've always wanted to do this. I'm almost gonna die. Wow, we should keep on listening to Rouge. No, Rouge, you're dumb. You're kicked out of the group. Just go away. It'll just be me and Omega. And me as in Shadow. Actually, not me as in Shadow. Me as in Brian. It'll just be Brian and Omega just playing this game. Alright, that is the second mission clear. Let's see what kind of a score we got. 90,000. Looking good.
I am Omega, the ultimate E-Series robot.
What a long little spiel there, Omega.
So, you're the ones who are playing games with my army.
Primary target detected. Destroy Dr. Eggman.
You must be Omega. Is that any way to treat your creator? Now witness your master's real power.
Yeah, you may or may not have noticed a typo there. There are actually quite a few typos in this game's subtitles, so I'm not sure why I'm still using them. I guess I'm just too lazy to put my own in. Ha! Lazy old third Mario brother, what's wrong with you? So, yeah, this is essentially the same fight, but as you'll notice, along with the stages, there are more enemies within boss fights as well. Not that this makes the Egghog fight any harder, you just wail on it with your power character, just as you did with Knuckles. And this time, it makes a little more sense because a robot could probably do significantly more damage and not break its fingers better than a small furry woodland creature could. Anyway, there's the end of that boss fight. I'd like to thank you all for watching this part of Let's Play Sonic Heroes. I'll see you all next time, where we take on the next set of stages with Team Dark. Glad to start on this team, glad to finish up Sonic, and I'll see you later.